my people that take the class are beginners, and I have an 89-year-old lady that comes and takes the class. She actually puts the rest of us to shame.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we'll take it easy. I know next week's class will be bigger. We have a couple of people out of town this week, but that's okay. I teach a second class after this. It's called Happy Back Yoga, and it's for my patients that want to use yoga for back pain. And that's a series, so I would have been here.
That sounds cool. I will be out of town next week, so don't take it personal.
No, right. He hated me. All right. Well, we'll get started in just a minute. You got a strap, you got a block. Good. I'm going to give you one other thing just in case. I believe in props. You know, most of the time I do physical therapy, and I use physical therapy for patients. So my philosophy is yoga is less is more. It's more about breathing and gentle stretching. Oh, Lee is coming. The 89-year-old lady came. She took.
Oh, how cool!
She's taking a cab.
Oh my Lord!
She's really very good.
Why does it hurt when I sit like this for any period of time? Just because my body's not used to it?
Well, because first your back is rounded like this. So take that blue block or that orange pillow and sit up on it.
Sit up on it.
Put it underneath your butt.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that'll take some of the strain out of your back. I believe yoga is really all about your spine, and then everything else is just moving around it. So keeping a healthy spine is the objective of the whole thing. So that's why I give people these props, those straps. You know, I don't care whether somebody can touch their toes. It's about finding a straight spine and a healthy spine and bending forward. Right there is where I feel my stretch, and I hold it. Hello out there in TV land. We're going to wait just a minute. Somebody's pulling up in an actual cab to take this class. During the pandemic, I did, or the most part of it, since it's coming back, I did these classes for charity on Facebook. So people would just donate. So all the people from out of town and across the world are now watching on YouTube Live. Hello, Lee. Do you not see this gentleman right here? I don't know. Where's Denise?
Well, Denise has to take the dog to...
Oh, the dog. The dog. How precious.
So I got this cat person.
That's okay.
And I guess I don't do this well because we just lost track of each other.
No worries.
I am so late.
Just make yourself comfortable. We're going to start in just a moment. Wherever you'd like. So we're just going to get started here in an easy seated position. So easy seated position is anyone where your spine is tall and long and at ease. So just close your eyes for a moment and take a deep inhale through your nose to the bottom of your lungs. So I always like to remind people that there's a lot of phases about yoga, and one of the most important ones is breathing. The awareness of your breath, feeling sensations as it enters, as it goes down to the bottom of your lungs and expands. Feeling the sensations of the air as it leaves. It has two purposes. One, it brings us to mindfulness. You're starting to be aware of this moment, not where you've been or where you're going after class. Secondly, if you breathe in through your nose, expanding to the bottom of your lungs, you start to use what's called diaphragmatic breathing. And that breathing pattern actually calms your central nervous system. If you're out in the world and there's danger, your body will automatically start to breathe shallowly and rapidly so that you can get lots of energy to escape the danger. The opposite is also true. When you breathe deeply and purposefully into the bottom of your lungs, that calms the central nervous system, so that helps to relax your muscles and allows you to go into your poses even deeper. So we always try to breathe as we exhale, we move deeper into a pose if we're going deeper into a pose. Remember that less is more. So just take another deep inhale through your nose, filling your lungs from the bottom. And as you exhale, gently let your chin drop towards your chest. So start to bring your awareness to what it is you feel, the stretch down the back of your neck. No pinching, no pain. Continue to be aware of the sensations of the breath as it enters and as it exits. On your next exhale, gently let your right ear come to your right shoulder. So you're just trying to find a stretch between your left ear and your left shoulder. You can take your chin and just gently move it up towards the ceiling and gently down. Find the place where you're like, yeah, that's where I feel that stretch. It should be a stretch that is at ease. If you'd like to take it deeper, just gently push your left elbow down towards the floor to anchor that stretch. And then find the areas that you feel are tight or restricted. Imagine that you're breathing into those areas. Your breath takes it deep, expanding those areas. And as you exhale, just let it melt. Your next exhale gently drops your head back, your chin up towards the sky. Remember, no pinching or pain. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, just drop your chin a little bit. Find the stretch you can hold with ease, where you can bring all of your focus and attention back to the depth of your breath or the feeling of that stretch. In your next exhale, gently let your left ear come to your left shoulder. Feeling the stretch between your right ear and your right shoulder. If you'd like, just push your right elbow down towards the floor to anchor that stretch, and then breathe into the area that feels tight or restricted. As you exhale, gently allow your chin to drop back down and by your chest. So on your next inhale, just bring your chin up to a neutral position, looking straight ahead of you, and let your arms rise up towards the ceiling. So the key here is to make sure that you're not pinching your ears with your shoulder. You're not trying to bring your arms all the way up. You're trying to actually pull your shoulder blades down and away from your ears. The stretch is between the fingertips and the shoulder blades. No pinching, no pain. Take a deep inhale, raise up, reach. As you exhale, slowly let them come down. We're going to move through each body part and just gently wake it up and gently prepare it for motion. Today we're doing 27 handstands and 32 sun salutations. We have to be ready for that. It's a total joke, people. Inhale, lift your arms up, reaching to the sky. Your belly fills with air. Exhale, bring it back down. So one more time as you breathe in, try to take that breath to the bottom of your lungs. That pulls your rib cage down as your arms rise up. Take a deep inhale, raise, and as you exhale, drop your right hand to the floor, reach over with your left. So look up at that arm if it doesn't bother your neck. If it does bother your neck, just look straight ahead. It's perfectly fine. You're breathing into that left rib cage. Rotate that left shoulder back just a little bit so that your chest is facing forward, not towards the floor. Take a deep inhale. Really feel the expansion of that rib cage on the left. As you exhale, bring both arms back up to the ceiling. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, taking to the opposite side. Your left hand comes to the floor. Your right arm reaches up and over. So push down into your right hip. Don't let your right sit bone leave the floor. Chest facing forward, looking up to your arm if it doesn't bother your neck. Breathing deeply into your belly, expanding through that rib cage. Exhaling, taking both arms back up to the ceiling. Lengthen. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring your arms down to the floor and back and behind you. So just interlace your fingers. So taking your hands together, lace the fingers together behind your back. As you inhale, look up and to the ceiling. As you exhale, gently fold forward. Stop where your spine feels like it's feeling a delicious stretch. Nothing struggling, nothing straining. You can stay right here, or you have the option of lifting your arms from your back. If it feels like pinching or pain now, it's going to feel like pinching or pain later. So just skip it all together or take it only where you can without struggle or strain. Slowly lower your arms back down to your hips. Slowly bring your spine back up to straight. Deep inhales, slow exhales. See if you can bring both of your hands over to your left hip. So your fingers stay interlaced. If you can bring them all the way over to that left hip without pinching or pain, if it feels like pinching or pain, just keep them in the middle of your back. What you're doing is taking your right shoulder into a very deep internal rotation stretch. It's a motion we don't use often except to tuck in a shirt or wash your back. It becomes tight. Our bodies, we don't move as they're intended, and that's what leads to problems down the road. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly turn to your left, just to where you comfortably can. If it hurts your spine, just turn your head. If it hurts your neck, just turn your eyes. Always just find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease, where you can bring all of your focus and attention back to the depth of your breath, with a feeling of the stretch or the strength of the pose. One more deep inhale through the nose to the bottom of your lungs. One more slow exhale, see if you can take it just a little bit further. And then with an exhale, bring it back to the center. Drop your knuckles still interlaced to the floor. Lift your chin and your chest, arching back just gently. As you exhale, begin to fold forward, again, just to where your spine feels good. Then you have that option, either leaving your arms right where they are, or with an exhale, lifting them up towards the sky. Lowering your arms gently back to your waist, bringing yourself back up to a tall, straight spine. And with an exhale, try to bring both hands over to your right hip. Close your eyes for a moment and just breathe into that left shoulder. Feel the tightness. See if you can expand it with your breath. See if with an exhale, you can just gently release it, allowing it to relax. Take a deep inhale here. With the exhale, slowly turn towards your right. Remember, if it hurts your spine, just turn your head. If it hurts your neck, just turn your eyes. Find whatever amount of rotation you can tolerate with ease. Just a gentle rotation stretch. As you inhale, try to lengthen your spine, become taller. As you exhale, rotate just a little further. And breathe. One more deep inhale here. Really expand that spine, reaching towards the sky, creating space so that as you exhale, you may be able to take it just a little further. And then as you exhale, slowly bring it back to the front. One more time, dropping your knuckles to the floor, lifting your chin and your chest. We're taking some extension in our spine, another one we don't do often. With the exhale, fold forward. Always be careful of motions that you don't do regularly through your day. Keeping your arms right there on your low back or lifting them with an exhale. Slowly lowering those arms back down to your hips, slowly bringing your spine back up to straight, releasing your fingers from each other. With an inhale, the arms rise up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down and away from your ears. With an exhale, take your right hand to your left knee, take your left hand to the floor behind you. So that arm behind you is pushing down on the floor, helping you lengthen your spine. No struggles and no strains. Try to close your eyes here for just a moment and feel the next breath as it enters down to your lungs. As you exhale, just melt. If all you do is release 10% of the tightness or the restriction, that's perfectly fine. Keep breathing deeply, trying to go deeper if it's available to you with an exhale. Let go of struggle, let go of strain. Breathing. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then with your next exhale, bring yourself forward. We're going to take it to the other side, inhaling the arms up, shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Exhaling it to the opposite side. So your left hand comes to your right knee, your right hand comes to the floor behind you, pushing down gently into that floor behind you to loosen your spine. And breathe. No struggles and no strains. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe deeply into your belly. As you exhale, see if you can rotate just a little further without struggle, without strain. Breathe. Take a deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, slowly bring yourself forward. So we're just going to close your eyes here for just a moment and just bring yourself back to your breath. The breath is a really important component. In fact, I believe it's the most important component. It's the first thing you do as you come to life. It's the last thing you do on your way out the door. So let's just take one moment to bring our attention back internally to the breath as it enters your nose, fills the bottom of your lungs, and then feel that breath as it exits. We're going to slowly just straighten out your left leg. Bring it right out in front of you. So again, if that makes your back feel like you have to round it in order to get it straight, sit up on a block, sit up on a pillow. That raises you up and takes some of the strain out of it. I always sit up on a block when I can. It just feels better to me. We're going to take your right knee and bend it, bringing it in towards your chest. So the left leg is active. The toes are pulled back. The heel is reaching forward. If you want, you can use a strap. If you can't reach down to your toes, just take a strap, take an electric cord, a dog leash, whatever you like, and just wrap it around the bottom of that foot. So the idea here is to have that knee pointed straight up to the ceiling. If it's not pointed straight up to the ceiling, you're no longer stretching your hamstring through this motion. So try to keep the toes straight up. If you gently push the back of your knee down, squeezing this big muscle on the top, you'll be deactivating your hamstring. Deactivating means you can stretch it a little further. So if you're not using the strap, you're going to take your arms up to the ceiling. As you exhale, you're going to fall forward, bringing your hands to the bottom of your foot. If you're using the strap, just use that to try and help you bring yourself down. Shoulder blades together, spine is long, fold forward just till you begin to feel the stretch underneath of that hamstring. Close your eyes here and just squeeze, pushing down towards the floor with the back of your knee, using your strap to keep you in alignment and to try and bring you deeper in. Remember, you're going deeper only on the exhale. Take a deep breath into your belly here. Slow exhale, release your tension, release your trying. Your mind is probably saying, I can go further, but allow it to just release with the breath. Don't fight your body. Don't make it an ego battle. Just breathe, lengthening your spine, creating space. And as you exhale, if it's available, you'll fall further forward. You've already got the tension applied with the strap or with your hand at the bottom of your foot. Just allow that tension to be static. Allow the opening to come along with the exhale. No struggles and no strains. Breathing deeply into the tightness. Exhaling slowly, allowing yourself to go a little deeper. We're going to hold this a little bit of extra time today because remember, the muscle can stretch in 30 seconds, but the tendon and the ligament take up to 2 minutes. We're not going to hang out here for 2 minutes. But just be gentle. Less is more. One more deep inhale. Expand your spine like an accordion, reaching out through the top of your head. One more slow exhale, allowing yourself to fold further forward if it's available. And then we're going to slowly release your hand from the bottom of your foot or from the strap and slowly bring your spine back up to straight. We're going to bend your left knee, have it come to meet your right. The bottoms of your feet come together and just let your knees drop out. So a couple of strategies to make this easier. 1, sit up on a block. It helps to take the spine out. 2, bring your feet further away from you. You're looking for ease in your spine. So the further you have your feet away, the larger this diamond is, the less struggle and strain there is in your back. And that, after all, is the goal. So if you can, you bring your feet all the way in towards your body. Your next goal is to try and bring your knees down to the floor. You're not pushing down on them. Just let the weight of your hands rest on them. Close your eyes and feel your spine. If it's not at ease, make a modification. Sit up on a block or slide your feet further away from you. This stretches the adductors, the internal muscles from your pubic bone and your pelvis all the way to your knees. So this is a really good one if you have low back pain. Close your eyes and breathe. Find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease, without struggle, without strain. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the feeling of the stretch or the depth of your breath. You can stay right here where you are, or if you need to go deeper, just gently fold your chest forward towards the floor. You're not rounding your spine. You're not bringing your forehead to your feet. You're bringing your belly button towards your feet. You can stay right where you are. Don't push it deeper if you found a stretch that you enjoy. The beauty of yoga is finding an expression of each and every pose that just feels good to you. It feels like a minor challenge, but feels good is the first thing. Struggle and strain has no place in this class. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, if you're folded forward, slowly bring yourself up. You can use your hands to lift yourself up, and then we're going to straighten out your right leg. We'll do the exact same pose on the opposite side. So your left knee bends, it comes in towards your chest, your right leg is straight and active, the toes pulled back, the knee gently pushed down towards the floor, the kneecap pointing straight up. If you're using a strap, go ahead and wrap it around the bottom of that foot. If you're going to take it in the standard style, take your arms up to the ceiling as you inhale, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, folding forward, bringing your hands to the ankle or the bottom of your foot, wherever they find themselves. But then readjust, making sure that that kneecap is pointing straight up to the ceiling. Gently pushing down to the back of your knee. Remember, that deactivates your spine. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine like an accordion, reaching out through the top of your head. As you exhale, fold further forward if it's available to you. Close your eyes and feel the stretch. Bring your attention to the depth of your breath, the lengthening of your spine, creating space, the release of tension or trying upon the exhale. Breathe. At any time, if a stretch or a pose doesn't feel right for you, just come out of that pose. Breathing. Bringing your awareness back to this moment. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly begin to release your spine back up to tall and straight. We're going to take that cobbler's pose again. The bottoms of your feet come together. This is a balancing pose. So if I do something on one side and then I do the other, I always try to take a cobbler in between. It just gives me balance so that both sides are equal. Remember, gently letting the weight of your arms push your knees down towards the floor. You're not pushing on them. Just let the weight of your arms work it. Sometimes if your hips feel really tight, you can just do a little butterfly, just like let them gently bounce 5 or 6 times, and then let them sink. Right here where you are with a tall, straight spine, sliding your feet out further away from you or sitting on a block, staying straight up or folding forward, bringing your belly button towards your feet. Find an expression of the pose you can hold with ease, where you can bring your focus back to the depth of your breath or the feeling of the stretch. No struggles and no strains. Breathing deeply into the belly, exhaling slowly. Be gentle with your body and it will open up and allow you to find the edges of your stretch. This is a journey, not a destination. Breathe. One more deep inhale, lengthening your spine. One more slow exhale. And then slowly pushing yourself back up to a straight, tall position. Once you get straight and tall, we're going to bring both knees together and then straighten out both legs. So this is the one that's most likely to put the most strain on your back. If it does, sit up on a block, sit up on a pillow. The higher you're sitting up, the less strain. So if you have something even higher, that's fine. Big toes are touching and both feet pulled back, lengthening your legs so you're reaching out for the front of the room with the heels. If you're using a strap, just go ahead and wrap it around the bottoms of your feet. Gently pushing the back of your knees down, lengthen your spine with an inhale. You can raise your arms up if you'd like. If you're not using that strap, as you exhale, fold forward. Try to push that spine straight. So if you're rounding forward, all you're doing is making it look like you can go further than you can. The idea is to keep the spine long and straight, and then use your strap or use a gentle pull on your hands to bring your chest closer to your knees. And breathe. Release any struggle, release any strain. Deep inhale, lengthen your spine. Imagine an accordion separating, reaching. As you exhale, if it's available, just fold further forward without struggle, without strain. Breathing deeply. Exhaling slowly. One more deep inhale here. Really create the length. One more slow exhale. Don't push yourself further. Just allow that breath to ease restrictions. And then slowly bring yourself back up. We're going to take it back to an easy seated position. So just bringing your self into cross-leg position if that's available for you. We're just going to do a little mobility of your hips. You can stay seated on your block or move it out of the way, whichever you prefer. But first, let's just check back in with the breath. One deep inhale, lengthening your spine, creating space. One slow exhale, seeing if you can hold that tall and lengthened spine with ease. We're going to start with your left leg. We're going to take your right hand and hold on to your left ankle. So take your your left hand and hold on to your left knee. And then just gently begin to rock it back and forth. So you're trying to keep the spine tall and long. If you're rounded, you're going to be compressing the spine. It's always about a spine at ease. Just gently taking that hip back and forth. So you can stay right there, continuing to do that, or you can take that ankle and put it in the bend of your right elbow. Don't try to push it further. If you've already found the place that feels good to you, just keep it there. Just gently rocking it back and forth, asking that hip to open a little bit deeper. You can stay there or lift it up higher. Find the expression of the pose that's right for you. Just rocking it back and forth, gently opening it. Beautiful. And then release that one. We're going to do the same on the other side. So take your left hand, hold on to your right ankle. Your right hand holds onto the right knee. And then gently, just rocking it back and forth. Take a moment to feel your spine. If the spine is not at ease, raise yourself up onto a block or a pillow. If you've got pinching or pain while you're doing this, back off. You're not trying to kill yourself. You're trying to open things gently. Stay there or bring that right ankle into the bend of your left elbow and bring it closer to your chest. And breathe. No struggles and no strains. Stay there or lift it up even higher towards your chest, only if you can keep your spine tall and straight. Breathe. And slowly release. So what we're going to try and do is called the fire log pose. We're going to take your left thigh, your left shin, and bring it in line with the edge of your mat. So you're not bringing it in. You're going to try and have the edge of your shin bone right parallel to the edge of your mat. Then you're going to try and take your right foot and stack it on top. So see how my knee doesn't touch? That's perfectly fine. I don't expect it to just yet. Just let the weight of your elbow stack it down. So you're not really in a lotus position. You're bringing that ankle to rest on the knee. That knee is just above the other ankle. They're both parallel with the edge of your mat. Lengthen your spine. So this one you're really going to feel in your right hip. If it feels like sharp pinching or pain, back out of it, stop. Just let the weight of your arm just rest on it. Pay attention to what it feels like in your body. Take a deep inhale into your lungs, the very bottom of them. And as you exhale, see if you can just let that right hip relax just 10%. Just let it go in breaths. Don't try to let all the tension go in one breath. Just work slowly with your breath to release. You may feel that knee just gently going down closer to the ankle. You're not forcing it. I've got about a half an inch to an inch there between them. That's perfectly fine. I feel tension in my knee. I don't feel pain. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then we're going to slowly release that. We're going to do the same on the other side. So now your right leg comes on the bottom. You've got the shin in line parallel to the edge of your mat. You're going to bring your left ankle on top. And then try to bring that down. See, this side is even tighter. My knee happens to be a little jacked up right now. So I'm just being cautious with it. And I think you should all be cautious. You force things, you're going to pay the price for it. Trust me. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, just let the weight of your left arm rest on that left knee and bring it down. If it's available to you, your spine tall and straight, your breath deep. Breathe. So if you need to go deeper, if your knee is on top of that other ankle, that's when you can fold forward. If you're at this position, the same place I am, just keep your spine straight because this is your focus. You only take it deeper if those knees are touching those ankles. This is a really good one, another pose we don't take often. Many of my patients come to me and they're like, Bill, I just want to be able to tie my shoes or cut my toenails. Well, this is the work you do today to help you do that toe cutting and shoe tying back in your 70s and your 80s. Your body is like a 401k. It's an investment. You have to invest in it today to be able to do things further into the future. You wouldn't put money in your retirement account today and expect to take it out tomorrow. The same is true of your body. It is an investment that you make slowly over time. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly release that ankle. We're going to come on to all fours. So on your hands and knees. Now, if that bothers your knees, you can just take your mat and fold it so that your knees rest right on top of that mat. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders. If it feels like it's uncomfortable for your wrists, just make a fist so that your wrists aren't bent. The idea is to find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. If you have your fingers forward, what I'd like you to try and do is turn the creases of your elbows so they face forward. That locks your shoulders into a safe position. So our shoulders generally, they're very strong in certain positions, but not in all. By turning those creases of your elbows forward, what you're doing is locking your shoulders into a safe position. Then we're going to just gently drop your hips back towards your heels and then bring them forward. Be mindful of your knees. If it hurts to go back really far, don't do that. We're going to come backwards and forwards, just gently bringing some mobilization to those hips and to those shoulders. So there is a fluid that is produced in your hip joint and in your shoulder joint. That fluid is produced through motion. It's also distributed through motion. The important thing to know is that fluid is the way that the cartilage in your hip joints gets nutrient. Your cartilage does not have a blood supply to speak of. One more time, taking your hips back to your heels and then forward. So the cartilage in your hips and your shoulders requires that fluid, which is produced through motion and through weight bearing. It's distributed through motion and weight bearing. We're going to start to circle your shoulders around your hands. Make it a big circle, a purposeful circle. Connected to your breath, inhaling up one side of the circle, exhaling down the other side of the circle. So the moral of that whole little story I just told you is if you want to avoid hip replacements, if you want to avoid arthritis in the joints, then you do these motions regularly. Most of us sit in a chair all day long. We don't move our hips. And when we do start to move it, we move them in one direction. That doesn't adequately produce or distribute that fluid that is like a WD-40 for your joints. One more full circle, and then we're going to take it in the opposite direction. Try to keep the creases of your elbows turned forward. Try to connect those circles to your breath, inhaling slowly, exhaling. Brilliant. One more full circle, and then we're going to come to a tabletop. That just means that your back is flat, that your knees are underneath of your shoulders, that your hands are underneath of your hips. We're going to take a couple of cat and cow pose. So just flatten out the tops of your feet if that doesn't feel uncomfortable for your ankles. As you take a deep inhale, let your belly drop, lift your chin, look up to the ceiling. You look like a cow. Not really. As you exhale, round like an angry cat. Chin to your chest, your belly to the spine to push the air out. Your shoulder blades separate. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Really connect your breath to your motion. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. One more time, inhale to cow. So this is a really good one to do at nighttime before you go to bed. Exhale to cat. It moves every vertebrae in your spine. Take it back to the tabletop position. So people ask me, why do I wake up so stiff? The reason is because your spine hasn't moved for 6 or 7 or 8 hours while you slept. Imagine if you held a fist for 8 hours, how your fingers might feel. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, see if you can bring yourself up onto your knees, your hands, bring into the center like a prayer position. So moving your spine is just like taking your fingers and wiggling them before you go to bed to loosen them up. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, try to step your right foot forward. So again, if it bothers your knee, or you lose your balance, if it bothers your knee, just fold your mat or put a pillow underneath of it. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, slowly sink into your right knee. So you're just bringing your weight forward into that right knee. You're stretching what's called your psoas on your left. It's a really important muscle in back pain. You can stay right here. You can put your hands on your knee if you'd like, or as you exhale, you can bring your hands up and look between your hands. So remember, you're finding the expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. Don't worry about what the person next to you can do. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you can either stay here or open your arms like wings to the back of the room, spreading your chest open wide. Remember, anytime a pose isn't right, just allow yourself to come out of it. You can stay right here or curl the toes of your left foot under and lift the left knee from the floor for Crescent Lunge. Stay where you can experience the breath, where you can experience the stretch without struggle and without strain. Be proud of yourself from limiting, for allowing yourself to know your limits and stay within them and expand them slowly. If you've raised that left knee, go ahead and lower it. Bring your hands to heart center. Bring your hands to the floor on the outside, framing that right knee, and step that right knee back into all fours. We're going to take a couple more cat and cows before we go to the other side. Inhale, the belly drops, the chin, the eyes raise up. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. One more time, inhaling to cow. One more time, exhaling to cat. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring yourself up onto your knees, your hands into heart center. We're going to do the exact same series on the opposite side. So either with one fluid, graceful motion, bring your left foot forward, your right foot stays back. You can stay with your hands here, or you can put them on your knee, whatever feels right for you. As you exhale, gently drop into that left knee. All you're doing is keeping that knee behind this hip. That stretches not on your quadricep, but the psoas. The psoas is a really important one for low back pain, especially if you sit in a chair all day. When you sit in a chair, that psoas is shortened. It attaches to your spine at the front and at your leg here. It attaches to all 5 of the lumbar vertebrae. So when it's tight, it's pulling on your back. Stay here or inhale your arms up, arching back, looking between your hands, breathing deeply. Exhaling, taking your knee deeper if that's available to you. Stay here or with an exhale, open your arms up like wings to the back of the room. Feel that opening in your chest as you take a deep inhale. Stay here or lift your right knee from the floor for Crescent Lunge. Breathe. No struggles and no strains. Dropping that right knee back to the floor, bringing your hands back to heart center. And then framing your left foot with both hands, bring both knees back under you. Let's take a couple more cat and cows. Inhaling the cow, your belly drops, your chin, your eyes look up. Exhale, round your back, push the shoulder blades apart. Your belly to your spine pushes the air out for angry cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. One more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And then we're going to bring it back to a tabletop position. We're going to do a little strengthening motion here. So the goal here is to have your opposite arm and leg reaching out in different directions. Now, if that throws your balance off, I'm going to show you what you can do. So what I'd like you to do is take a deep breath to your belly. As you exhale, you pull your belly button into your spine for strength. You raise your right arm and left leg. So you're trying to reach opposite arms and opposite legs in opposite directions. It's a lot of opposites. Look forward to your hand if that doesn't bother you. If it feels like your balance is off, just drop your left toe down to the floor so that you're partially supported. Lift those up as you inhale. As you exhale, try to bring your elbow and your knee underneath of you to touch. As you inhale, reach them out and apart. Exhale, bring them underneath you to touch. Inhale, take them out. One more time, exhaling and bring them underneath, and then bring them to the ground. We're going to do the opposite side. So it's helpful to keep the crease of that elbow turned forward. Take a deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, your belly comes to your spine to protect it. Your left arm reaches forward, your right leg reaches back. Look forward. Keep the crease of that right elbow turned forward for stability in that right shoulder. As you inhale, lift them up. As you exhale, bring them underneath you. Push the air out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, push together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, push them together. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring them under. And then drop the knee in the hand. We're going to take a child's pose. So remember, child's pose is fully taking your hips all the way to your heels, bringing your arms back and behind you. If that feels uncomfortable for your knees, you have options. You can just sit down, drawing your knees into your chest. You can put a pillow between your thighs and your calves, or you can lie onto your back and just pull your knees into your chest. So this is a lot of strain for some people's knees. If it doesn't feel good, take one of the modifications. It's perfectly fine. Find the expression of each and every pose you can hold with ease. Release any struggle, release any strain or trying. Breathe so that you feel your belly expand into your thighs. And as you exhale, see if you can melt just a little deeper. So in yoga, anytime you want to take a break or a pose is not appropriate for you, it's perfectly appropriate to take a child's pose or any other pose that you choose. We're following your body. One more deep inhale here. And then slowly bring yourself up to a seated pose, and then we're going to get standing up. So take your time finding your feet underneath of you. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations. So the sun salutation, I don't ever start classes with them. Every part of my body ready for the sun salutation. It's not that they're difficult, it's just that I'm old and a little crinkly. So I avoid damaging or hurting my body by warming everything up. So we have moved every muscle. We have moved every bone that we're going to use in the sun salutations. That way we're warmed up and ready for them. So start by having your feet pointing straight ahead of you. Your feet underneath your knees are underneath of your hips. Your arms are down by your side. Your belly is pulled in, your spine is long. As you inhale, your belly fills with air, your arms rise up. You're looking between your hands and doing a small bend backwards. As you exhale, bend your knees and swan dive forward. So bending your knees takes the pressure out of your back. Now, if your hands don't touch the floor, use your block. So you just put a block here, and that's perfectly fine. Let your head drop down. Let your neck be relaxed. Let your head dangle. Push the back of your knees to the back of the room. So again, if it feels like strain in your back, just leave a small bend in your knees. It takes the strain out of it. Take a deep inhale. Raise your head and shoulders up to a flat back. So it's as if your head is reaching towards the wall in front of you. As you exhale, fold forward again. Good. As you inhale, step your right foot back, step your left foot back into a plank position. So there's choices here. If this is bad for you, if it's too much of a struggle, just drop down to your knees. It's perfectly fine. As you exhale, slowly lower yourself to the floor. Try to get your elbows against your rib cage. And then as you inhale, bring it to up dog, just lifting your chest from the floor. Again, your elbows aren't out at the side. Your elbows are pointed back. Your goal is to just lift your chest. If that means you're only here, it's perfectly fine. You can stay there, or you can lift your knees from the floor. And then take it back down to the floor like you're doing a push-up for chaturanga. back up to down dog. So in down dog, you want to look back, make sure that your toes are pointed straight ahead. Your knees can be bent if that's less of a struggle for you. If this bothers your shoulders or bothers your neck, just relax and take a different pose. The goal is to eventually get your legs straight, your heels to the floor, let your head just hang, no struggles and no strains. And then look forward to your hands and either just walk your feet up to your hands or take a jump. Straighten your legs for a forward fold. Again, using the block. If you can't fold forward that far, it's perfectly fine. Small bend in your knees as you round yourself back up. So if your legs are straight, you're putting a lot of strain on your back. Bend those knees and bring yourself back up. So we only have 27 more of those. Are you ready? You ready for that? No, we're going to do 2 more. Following your breath is the most important thing. Modifying so that you can take the pose without causing injury. So as you inhale, your arms rise up. Small arch back. Your belly fills with air. Use the full length of your exhale to bring your hands to the floor or to your block. Remember, bending your knees takes some of the pressure out of it. Once your fingertips touch the floor or the block, straighten your legs best you can. Take a deep inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back. You're reaching your head towards the wall in front of you. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, step or jump back into plank. Remember, on your toes or on your knees is perfectly fine. As you exhale, you're lowering yourself to the floor, your elbows next to your chest. As you inhale, take it to up dog or cobra. Cobra is just lifting your knees from the floor. You can leave them down. Take it back down to the floor in that small modified push-up, and then back to down dog. Down dog is actually a resting position. If you let your neck relax, you're holding yourself up with straight arms and straight legs. One of the ways to progress it if your knees are bent is to just bend one knee a lot and let the other one be as straight as you can and let that stretch for a couple of deep breaths. And then take it to the opposite side. We call that walking the dog, trying to work on one calf strengthener instead of both at the same time. Looking forward to your hands, jump or step your feet up to meet your hands, straightening your legs for a forward fold. Use your block if it's necessary. Slowly rounding up one vertebra at a time. Leave your chin resting on your chest until your spine is straight. And then lift your head along with your arms for our last sun salutation. Inhale, arch up. Exhale, full length of your breath, bringing your fingers to the floor or to your touch, then straighten your legs for the stretch. Inhale, lifting your head and shoulders to a flat back. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, step your left foot back, step your right foot back into plank. Come down to your knees or keep your legs straight. Exhale to the floor, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to the floor and back to down dog. And breathe. Lift your heels from the floor, come up on your toes, drop down to your knees, and bring yourself to an easy seated position in whatever way you get there. It's perfectly fine. So we're going to prepare for final relaxation. And final relaxation is one of the most important parts of yoga, in my opinion. You know, this is not just a physical activity, but it's a neurological activity, especially if you're moving body parts in ways that they haven't been moved before. So when you're in final relaxation, it's not like I have to meditate, I have to think. It's just allowing your central nervous system to process what just happened in your body so that it becomes more natural. So in final relaxation, we're going to lie down on our backs. I like to use a block underneath my head to keep my neck neutral. So you're lying down flat to your back. If you have a bad back, one of the things you can do, if this feels like strain, is to bend your knees lightly. Slide a pillow underneath of your knees to support it. A little bend in your knees will take pressure out. Let your arms lie by your sides, but with the palms facing up. And all I'm going to ask you to do in the beginning is to close your eyes and take one deep inhale. Feel the sensation of that air as it enters through your nose, as it comes down to your lungs. As you exhale, feel the sensation of that air as it leaves. Try to just bring your awareness to the sensation of the air as it enters and as it leaves, centering your body. Bring your awareness to the feeling of your body on the floor, just the weight of it as it touches the floor. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. Bring all of your awareness to this moment. And breathe. I'm going to ask you to bring all of your awareness focused to just one body part, to the weight of your head on the floor. See if you can bring all of your awareness just to the sensation of the weight of your head as it touches the floor. If your mind wanders or you become distracted, just gently bring your attention back to the weight of your head as it rests on the floor. And then what we'll ask you to do is to gently push the back of your head down towards the floor. Just gently pushing the back of your head into the floor and feeling the muscles as they tense in the neck and the upper shoulders. Feel that sensation and know that as tension. And then let it release. Feel those muscles in a relaxed state. Shifting your attention to your shoulder blades where they lie on the floor. So let that be your focus and your anchor to awareness. If your mind wanders or becomes distracted, just gently bring it back to the awareness of your shoulders as they lie on the floor. And then gently tuck your chin and push your head back into the floor. Gently draw your shoulder blades together. Feel the muscular tension that you've created in the neck and the shoulders. Squeeze it just a little tighter and then let it all go. Feel the awareness of relaxation as compared to the tension. Many people don't know how to relax, and it's actually not that they don't know how, it's simply that they don't know that they aren't relaxed. So this little exercise helps to give you a differentiation. I can't say that. This helps you to differentiate tightness from ease. Bring your awareness to the backs of your hands as they rest on the floor. Just the weight of your hand as it rests on the floor. If your mind becomes distracted, just gently bring it back to the awareness of the weight of your hands on the floor. Lightly tuck your chin towards your chest and gently push your head back into the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together, feeling the tension there. Curl your hands into a fist, wrap your thumbs around it and squeeze. Feel the skin as it stretches over the knuckles. Feel the fingers as they press into the palms. Feel the tightness in the shoulders and the neck, and then let it all go. Shift your attention to your low back where it lies on the floor. Just the weight of your body. It's your low back where it touches the floor. Let that be your point of focus and awareness. Gently tuck your chin towards your chest. Lightly push your head into the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together. Curl your fingers into a fist. Pull your belly to your spine and gently push your low back into the floor. Feel the tension that you've created in your entire upper body. Feel that strength and that tightness, that tension, and then let it all go. And compare and contrast the feeling of tension to the feeling of ease. Shift your attention to your feet. Just the weight of your heels as they drop into the floor. The feeling of the air on the skin of your feet. Any sensation that draws your attention focused to your feet. And breathe. If your mind starts to wander, just gently bring it back to the sensations you feel at your feet. Gently tuck your chin towards your chest, lightly push your head to the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together, curl the fingers to the fists, pull the belly to the spine, and gently push your back into the floor. Squeeze your gluteal muscles and curl your toes under. Create tension in your entire body. Squeeze it all very, very tight. Feel that tension. And then let it all go. And feel your body melt. Feel the ease replace the tension. I'll ask you to shift your attention to a thought. Bring to mind the thought of gratitude for some person, some place, anything for which you are grateful. Hold that person, that place, that great joke or laughter, that amazing meal, that tender moment in mind, and begin to feel your body in gratitude. Don't look for a label. Just feel your body as you hold a thought of gratitude and know what your body feels like with the energy of gratitude. We know what our bodies feel like in anger, in sorrow. See if you can begin to identify the feeling, the energy of gratitude. And then just simply release your thought of gratitude and let your mind come to stillness. You become distracted, just gently, without a story, bring your mind back to the stillness. Some people become very frustrated because they can't keep their mind in stillness. That is the practice. Meditation is not that your mind won't jump from this to that to the other. It's that you will make the conscious choice to bring it back to stillness, just like you made the conscious choice in your body to create tension or to create ease. We'll slowly start to bring your attention back to your body by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Just pay attention to the feeling of those joints as they move. Spread your fingers wide, spread your toes wide. Feel the space between your fingers, feel the space between your toes. Then curl your hands into a fist, curl your toes under, and feel the skin as it stretches over your knuckles, as it stretches over the tops of your feet. And let your hands and your feet just relax. Take a deep inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. As you exhale, slide your arms down the mat towards your feet and just feel a gentle stretch, a gentle pull of those muscles. And then let your shoulders relax. Gently begin from side to side, just waking up the muscles and the bones around the neck. Move it in whatever way feels comfortable for you. And then let your head come back to the center or wherever feels comfortable. As you take a deep inhale, let your arms rise up to the ceiling, filling your lungs with air from the bottom. As you exhale, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. If that feels like pinching or pain in your shoulders, just bend your elbows and bring your shoulders down so that you feel comfortable. As you inhale, reach back with your fingertips, reach forward with the heels of your feet, lengthening through your entire body. And as you exhale, draw your knees to your chest, let your arms float down to hold your knees into your chest. Let your shoulders relax and let your jaw relax. Let the breath fill your belly with air. Feel it expanding against your thighs. And if you'd like, you could begin to rock from side to side on the floor, just using that mat to gently wake up and massage the muscles around your spine. And then when you're ready, roll onto your right side, lying in a fetal position, your knees pulled gently up towards your chest. You can make a pillow with your hands to support your head, or slide the block underneath of your head just so your neck can be supported. And I'll ask you to bring your awareness back to one more breath cycle. Feel the sensation of the air as it enters through your nose down to the bottom of your lungs. Feel the sensation of the air as it exits, warms, perhaps feeling it crossing over your upper lip. And then when you're ready, push yourself up to an easy seated position. So again, an easy seated position is anyone where your spine is tall and straight and at ease. Let the backs of your hands rest on the tops of your knees. As you take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. Think of that accordion reaching the top of your head up to the ceiling. As you exhale, see if you can hold that tall and lengthened posture with ease. Take your next inhale, lengthening the spine. With an exhale, bring your hands into heart center in a prayer position. Your thumbs gently against your chest. Drop your chin down. You guys did a great job today. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you next week. Thank you, television audience. You don't know. We're being seen around the globe right now. Next week, we'll be focusing Lee on the table in front. Not to happen. Lee is doing just great. Oh, Marcy was here. Chris was here. Brilliant. Good to see you guys. Of course they are. We had 4 people watching the class. Your stream will stop immediately. Boom. We're off.